The name of experiment is venturimeter. First of all, let's see what is the aim of our experiment. The aim of our experiment is to measure the discharge through venturimeter. So, at the end of the venturimeter, we have to calculate the coefficient of venturimeter. Basically, venturimeter is a flow meter which is used to measure the flow rate of the equipment. Right? The venturimeter looks like this. See, this is venturimeter. This is the inlet section which is known as the converging section. This middle section, see the arrow, the middle section having minimum cross section area is known as throat of the venturimeter. And this retarding section, third section, is known as the diverging section. So basically venturimeter is divided into three parts: converging section, throat section and diverging section. Right? Now in the venturimeter, the fluid whose flow rate is to be measured enters the entry section of venturimeter with pressure say P1. And as the fluid from the of the section which is known as the converging section of venturimeter flows into the converging section and then it flows into the throat. And its pressure keeps on reducing. So at the entry of the section, the pressure of the fluid is pressure P1 and the pressure keeps on reducing and attains a minimum value of P2 when it enters the throat section, that is the second section. So in the first section, converging section, the pressure is P1 and in the section 2, which is throat, is pressure P2. So that is the throat pressure. So P2 is minimum, P1 is maximum and P2 is minimum. And the difference in the pressure will be measured by the sensor or will be measured by the manometer. So the differential pressure sensor attached between the entry and the throat section of the venturimeter, which records the pressure difference P1 minus P2, which becomes an indication of the flow rate of the fluid through the pipe when it is calibrated. Right? And the diverging section has been provided to enable the fluid to regain its pressure and hence its kinetic energy. So the function of the diverging section is what? It provides to enable the fluid to regain its pressure and its kinetic energy. So basically venturimeter is divided into three sections. Converging section pressure is P1, throat section pressure is P2. And we want to measure the pressure difference P1 minus P2. Right? Now let's see the experimental setup. See, this is our experimental setup and construction of the venturimeter. See, this is the venturimeter. This portion is the venturimeter. And hence, it is the variable head meter. We know that venturimeter comes under which category? Variable head meter. So, it requires straight run of pipe before and after the flow meter. You can see here, the pipe is attached before the venturimeter and after the venturimeter. Right? This is the pump. With the help of this pump, the liquid is transferred from this line to venturimeter, pass through venturimeter, and liquid is collected in this overhead tank. Right? Basically, venturi apparatus is based on the principle of Bernoulli's equation. It works on the principle of Bernoulli's equation. And it consists of, this experimental setup consists of a venturimeter, a control valve to control the flow rate, and pressure tapping, which are connected to manometer to measure the pressure difference. So this is about the experimental setup. Now let's discuss about the working procedure, how we can conduct the experiment, what is the procedure to conduct the experiment, and then we will see the video of our experiment. The first step is to start the centrifugal pump which supplies the water to venturimeter. First of all, we have to start the pump which supplies the water to venturimeter. Then regulate the supply of water to venturimeter by adjusting the valve to a particular discharge position. That means with the help of valve, we can adjust the flow rate to the venturimeter. Now note down the time t taken for a given amount to rise h meter in the level of the water in the measuring tank, and note down the manometer reading. This point is very important. In this point we have to take the reading. In reading we have to measure the time. We have to note the time. Which time? The time required to rise the level of water. Some point, say for example h meter. What is the time required to rise the water level h meter in the measuring tank? And second reading we have to measure is the manometer reading, that is the pressure difference. Now repeat this procedure or repeat this point 1 to 3 for different discharge through the venturimeter. That means now we have to vary the flow rate and we have to repeat this procedure. And at the end we have to tabulate the result. In result we have to tabulate or we have to determine the average value of coefficient of discharge, which is denoted by the symbol CV. So let's see how we can conduct the experiment. See, this is the video of the experiment. See, this is the storage tank in which water is filled up. With the help of this regulating valve, we can control the flow rate. Now, with the help of this centrifugal pump, water is transferred from this tank through this pipe, goes up in the pipe, then it comes in this venturimeter and then collected in this tank. This is our measuring tank. Now you can see this is the U-tube manometer, and the end of manometer you can see one end of the manometer is connected to converging section and second end of the manometer is connected to the throat, and in between that two we have to measure the pressure difference. See, this is the venturimeter, you can see. This is the throat, this is converging section. So one tap is connected to converging section, second tap is connected to throat. Between these two taps we have to measure the pressure difference with the help of manometer. So our first reading is to measure the height difference here in the manometer. You can see this height difference we have to write down in the reading. Is our first reading, and second reading is to measure the time required to rise the level of water in this measuring tank. So these are the two readings which we have to take for the experiment. See, the water is collected through pipe in this measuring tank. Right? See, now in observation part, the area of measuring tank. Area of measuring tank is given 0.12 meter square. Upstream section diameter D1. Upstream section diameter D1, that means the converging section diameter. And converging section diameter is given, which is 0.028 meter. And the throat diameter D2 is given 0.014 meter. So area of the inlet venturimeter A1 is pi by 4, 0.028 square, which is equal to 0.000616 meter square. And area of throat section A2 is pi by 4, 0.014 square, which is equal to 0.000154 meter square. And the density of the manometric fluid rho m is given 13600 kg per meter cube, and density of water rho is 1000 kg per meter square. So these are the given data to us. Now let's see how we can tabulate our result in our observation table. See, we have taken two readings. For the first reading, manometer reading in the one end of the U-tube, which is denoted by H1, in centimeter is 10 centimeter and H2 is 8 centimeter. Now, rise of water level R centimeter in that tube is 5 centimeter, and the time required to rise 5 centimeter level in the tank is 17 seconds. Right? And for the second reading we have taken by changing the flow rate. So after changing the flow rate, we have taken second reading. In that second reading, H1 is the 11.5 centimeter, H2 is 5 centimeter. Same 5 centimeter rise water level in the tank, it will require 10 second time. Right, so these are our reading, experimental reading which we have tabulated in our observation table. Now let's see the calculation part. In calculation part, first we have to calculate the volumetric flow rate, QA. QA, volumetric flow rate, QA is equal to AR by T. A is the area of measuring tank, R is the rise of water level, and T is the time required to rise R centimeter water level. So, these calculation I have given for our first reading. Right, so area of measuring tank given 0.12, R is, for first reading R is 0.05 in meter and time is 17 seconds. So when you solve these 0.12 into 0.05 divided by 17, you will get answer 3.53 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter cube per second. So this is the volumetric flow rate QA. QA is the actual volumetric flow rate. Now second calculation is capital delta H. We know this formula as we have studied in this our theory portion. Capital delta H is equal to small delta H into rho m minus rho divided by rho. Small delta H is 0.02. How it comes 0.02? 0.02 is the difference of H1 minus H2. So small delta H is 0.02 into bracket 13600 minus 1000 divided by 1000. When you solve these, you will get answer of capital delta H is equal to 0.252 meter. Now our next step is to calculate QT. QT is the theoretical volumetric flow rate. Theoretical volumetric flow rate formula is A1 A2 under root 2G capital delta H divided by A1 square minus A2 square. When you put these all value, you will get the answer of theoretical volumetric flow rate QT is equal to 3.536 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter cube per second. Now at the end, we have to calculate the coefficient of discharge, or it is known as coefficient of venturimeter CV. And CV is QA by QT. Actual volumetric flow rate divided by theoretical volumetric flow rate. We have already calculated these two values. QA is equal to 3.53 into 10 raised to minus 4 divided by QT is equal to 3.536 into 10 raised to minus 4. So when you solve this, you will get answer of CV or coefficient of venturimeter is equal to 0.998. So at the end, we have to write down the result table. In result table, we have to mention small delta H, capital delta H, actual volumetric flow rate, theoretical volumetric flow rate, and coefficient of venturimeter. So for the first reading, we have calculated all these values, and these are the values for the second reading. Right? So this is our result table. Now let's see the application of this venturimeter. Venturimeter is a device used for measurement of flow in a pipeline. It is also used for setting the flow of gasoline in the ignition system for a motor vehicle. It is also used to measure the high flow rates in pipes having diameters in a few meters, and used where high pressure recovery is required. So these are the application of the venturimeter. So last, what is our conclusion of this experiment? From this experiment of venturimeter, it concludes that mass flow rate of the fluid is constant, and by using the venturimeter, we can calculate the difference of manometer reading and coefficient of discharge for different sets of reading. So this is about the experiment number 3, which is venturimeter, which is a type of variable head meter, which is used to calculate the volumetric flow rate of a fluid. So I am completing this session here. I hope the experiment is clear to all. Thank you.